Man, 2 more sleeps until the blackout in Kyle Field. The blackout is back. The Aggies are back. And this is a really, really good time in Aggie football, man. Don't take it for granted. A&M is a top 6 team. A&M has started their season strong. A&M feels like they have a runway for improvement through the SEC. A&M's a veteran team and a coach that we can't help but believe in. Times are good. And the college football season is really short. So I'm going to take this moment, as I do several times throughout the year, to say just take a breath, take a break, appreciate where we are, just watching this team, possibilities ahead, a team that we really like, and we're going to look really, really badass doing it on a badass battlefield, because not only, I'm sure you know this by now, but I have to talk about it, not only are we wearing black, that's the wrong, Kyle Field will be black. Black end zones, black Texas logo in the middle, black outline. I mean, come on, man. The aura is palpable. This team is so much fun, man. Elko knows what he's doing, man. Elko knows how to draw the eyes, draw the crowd, rally Kyle Field, rally the 12th man, rally some damn recruits, man. The recruits love it. The kids love it. I mean, everyone that takes a visit to A&M these days is wearing the black unis for their pictures. It feels like a move in the right direction. It feels like you're stepping away from a little bit of staleness and you're adding a little bit of a spark to the game. But, man, the aesthetics, the feel, the fun, it's one thing. The crowd's going to be real, that's for damn sure, and that's actually a factor for the game. But this is a big game. You have a real opponent in Kyle Field yet again. This is the SEC. This is a team that's performed better than expected. And Mississippi State has a lot of dangerous weapons. And I think most of us remember this game has been a swing game for A&M for the negative. 2014 A&M ranked 6. I think it was a 5-0 start. Lost to Mississippi State. 2016 A&M 7-1. Only loss on the year was Bama. Big win versus Tennessee and UCLA and others under your belts. Surprising loss to Mississippi State. And to a lesser degree, 2018. You know, maybe that's a 10-win season if you beat Mississippi State. 2021, a surprising home loss at night. You beat Bama the next week. It was a bad swing in the wrong direction. Can we prevent that from happening? Because so far this year, A&M has been a trend buster. A&M won the big game on the road. A&M followed that up with a pretty big home win versus Auburn. Also overcoming that bye lull that can affect teams from time to time. It's time to bust another one. We can't let this be the game that holds us back, and I'm super, super excited for it, man. It's a chance to build. It's a chance to keep going. It's a chance to build a home streak. You're defending home turf right now, man. We've talked about how crucial this stretch is. We heard Elko talk about it in the Pulse. It's the defining stretch of the season. Games you feel like you're favorited in, and the team that can really beat you is you. And we've heard the team talk about that. Marcel Reed on Paul Feinbaum today saying the only opponent that can get us is us. And A&M will look to stop that. And I'm going to talk a lot about this game in a minute. Of course, this is a call-in show. The call-in link is pinned in the chat. I invite you guys to call in. Give me your score prediction. Any correct score predictions that call it in will be written in Sharpie on that Hall of Fame board up there. You'll be in the background of all of my shows for all of eternity because apparently no one can get it right, including myself, and we've only had one entry. So you'll be up there for a long time. So I invite you guys to call in and then give me your one thing you want to see from the Ags this weekend. It can be, you know, the offensive line dominating again. It could be Marcel Reed hitting some deep shots. I'm going to give you a few of mine, but I'm going to highlight one with you right now, a little teaser, if you will. You see this right here? You see this bastard? We don't want to see this on Saturday because we've been seeing this a little too often. I don't want to see any little yellow birds flying around the field and A&M's to blame. 13 penalties in back-to-back games. Yes, we know, the Auburn game, very ticky-tack. Some we don't agree with at all, but some were real, and you had 13 versus Notre Dame. Can you keep the procedurals away? Because those were pretty okay versus Auburn. But as Elko talked about, the live action ones, the discipline in action, those are harder to control. Can we get rid of it? And can we see this as few times as possible in a game? Because Seeing that a lot would qualify as you beating yourself. So that's my one big wish list. If you want to repeat that one, be my guest, because that is a big-ass deal. Guys, thank you so much for being here today. Like I said, call-in show. We'll get to the calls in a few minutes. I'll go through the chat here with you guys, say what's up to everybody. I have a few wish list items myself and a couple of updates, injury updates for Mississippi State. Some really critical stuff going on, unfortunately, for them. We'll talk about that, but let's say what's up to everybody. I see some familiar faces in here. Lash, good to see you, man. Blackout, Mississippi State, gig 'em, absolutely. Mississippi State can't see in the dark. I hope they can't see. Noah 2 Wavy, good to see you. Rich, good to see you. Blackout week. Script versus script, predicting 109,000. It's going to be a record breaker, man. We're going to have 3 record-breaking attendances so far in a young season. No ranked teams involved in that either. UTSA was a top 7 attendance. Auburn was a top 7 attendance, or top 8 at least. This one is probably going to crack that too. I actually won't be at this game. I'll be live streaming it here with you guys. If anybody's not making it to the game, jump on. We'll watch it together during the game, and I'll be on before. I'm going to watch the Texas-Florida game here live before ours. And then, of course, if you are at the game, when you're driving home, whatever you're doing after, if you have to drive home, if you're at home, we're going to be going late. Call-in show after the game, so tune in for that as well. But, yeah, man, it's going to be a big attendance one. Ben Capatillo, Eric Hemphill, John Peroni, good to see all of y'all. And here's some wish lists. Ben Capatillo, complete game with little to no penalties. Yes, sir. That's absolutely right. 38-21 Ag, says John Peroni. I'd love a cover. Mason, 35-13. My one thing, Bussy or an ABR touchdown. That would be a huge addition to the team, man. You've gotten some really good play out of 2. We've seen opportunities for Bussy and ABR, and I think if they would have just capitalized on what's been there so far on the year, I think we'd be feeling pretty good about them. But Bussy, a couple of drops last game. ABR had 1 drop last game. ABR had a couple of drops versus Utah State. Let's make the most out of opportunities, because they're going to have some moments in the season where they are critical plays, and you cannot drop those. You cannot, you got to be solid. But opportunities are there for them, and I'd be interested to see how much this game plan evolves over the weeks to maybe get Bussy involved in other ways. That would be interesting. We saw an attempted pass from Bussy. He didn't actually throw it, but a reverse play for Bussy to pass against Notre Dame. We'll see if we get more of that later. Play to win, 42-21 A&M. Eric, 42-17. Ags, balanced offense with a few big plays and a stout defense. Also with 1 touchdown on special teams, beat the hell out of Mississippi State. I'd love a special teams touchdown. We're still getting productivity from KC, man, every punt return. I'd like to see the Aggies put a complete game together and blow them out. It's not asking too much. We just want everything. Aaron, good to see you, man. Operation Blackout. Are any of you guys hearing negative feedback on the black unis? Other fan bases, not ours. I think they're awesome personally, but I like black jerseys. Of course you're going to get naysayers. Of course you're going to see other teams like say, maybe think subconsciously those are pretty cool. And the natural reaction to teams that, go against each other is to hate on them. They're badass, and what they do really well, as I usually wear this for games, but since this is a game week for a Blackout, I wore it for Thursday show. It's classic in its essence, but it's new in the colors and the script Aggies. But everything, as Elko said in the Wednesday show, it's classy and it's classic A&M. You're not really reinventing the wheel. You're just kind of doing a spin-off of it, and it's really, really cool to see. Rich says 31-13 Aggies. HB's wish is another Le'Veon 100-yard masterclass and Cassius Howell sack. Yep, we'll talk about Cassius in just a minute. I have a couple notes on him and his opportunities this game. Rich says he wants to see a deep ball touchdown from Reed. That is huge. That is huge. We would love to see one because there's been opportunities every single freaking game. We got to hit on him. And Reed knows it, and Reed's working on it. Parzival, good to see you, man. I'm calling 34-24 A&M. A little close game there. That'd be a little scary, but hey, as long as we win. Jeb, good to see you. Some of us on Upset Alert. Indeed they do, man. Indeed they do. They like Mississippi State. It's a good story, man. You can't help but feel good about it because of what kickstarted their reset. Mike Leach, unfortunately, passing away. A college football legend, a guy that had Mississippi State viable and at least fighting. But they have to do a full reset with Jeff Lebby. But here they are, already breaking their over-under win total in 4 games. Ted, KJ Edwards locked in. Our running back field for the next 5 years as solid as can be, man. That was huge to get KJ Edwards locked in. Well, there were some rumblings of him taking visits to LSU on Flip Watch, and some of that stuff's clickbaity. Some of that stuff's exaggerated to get the clicks and, to build some buzz. But he's locked the hell in. What a guy. This whole class feels very much locked in, knock on wood. And yes, the running back room is alive and well because it's a matter of time this year. I think we're going to get a Morrow explosion, whether it's for a play or for a game. We'll see it, I think, at some point. Of course, you got Ryden coming back from injury right now. I don't know how much he'll play this year because your room is so deep. But then, of course, you got KJ Edwards and I'm going to blank on names, Hatton, the other running back coming in. And you probably get Ruben back next year. This running back room is alive and well going forward. And that's knowing you're going to lose Le'Veon Moss and your veteran backup, Amari Daniels. That's a really good place to be. Good to see you, Ted. Score prediction for Ted. Oop, I lost it. 31-17 Ags. Not quite a cover, but I would take that for sure. G Money, good to see you. Young Alpha Cobra, good to see you. That was not War Pigs, that was Paranoid, but it was Aussie. Media team's been cooking this year. They've been cooking, man. They've been cooking. G Money, we love you. I love you too, G Money. I love you guys. What is Bumpadelic? I mean, I might play it for a second. If you have a request, I might. But I have to know it and like it, and it has to mean something to me to get me hyped up. I usually play that. I play that to get myself juiced up before shows. Jordan, 44-26 Ags. It'd be great to get over 40 again. What's up? Well, y'all, let's take care of business. Hell yeah, good to see you, Noble. Noah 280, 45-21 Aggies. Jordan loves the field. Raymond, let's go, Raymond. Good to see you. Jeb says, I love that we're getting creative with the uni combos with Elko. I know, man. He's doing a really good job with it, too, and it's staying classy. Staying classy. Oh, I'm not okay with upset alert. Hey, let him do it, because that just makes the win more impressive if and when we get him. I think Tennessee is slightly overrated. I don't know, man. I kind of like him. The fact that we just saw Tennessee on upset alert should have us up and ready. Yes, and hopefully, you know, that was Mississippi State's best shot. We can learn from what they put on the field. We can take that to the tape. We can take that to the game plan. And maybe they're battered and bruised after a game like that. I mean, anything to help us win, right? Got to win the home games so that your road games can matter. 100% redshirt sophomore. Good to see you, man. That's why I've been saying this 3-game stretch is so crucial for the year, even though maybe your biggest games technically are on the road, Notre Dame, LSU, and Texas. But those don't matter if you don't take care of business here, get better here, and protect home field. Good to see you, man. I believe A&M will be hyped for this matchup. Indeed. Flags are the real enemy of the sport. Yep. Part of the problem is that SEC teams across the board are some of the penalized teams, most penalized teams in the whole country. Mississippi State isn't the same boat as we are. Absolutely. I didn't make that point in my last video. I put it in the comments. Mississippi State's been a very penalized team. Mississippi State has not played in a hostile road atmosphere. They played at Southern Miss to open the year. I don't know why. But they did that, and they played Arizona State and Tennessee at home with cowbell. Be loud, because they're not used to it right now. Of course, you know, you're in the SEC. You expect it. You adapt to it. But first time in the year being in a hostile environment, if you're going to the game, make yourself known. Oh, Mississippi State's highly penalized too. Yes, they are. Redshirt sophomore says 34-24 Ags. Nice. That's one of my predictions. I cheated. I said 2 score predictions because there was the healthy one and the non-healthy one. 34-24 was the Reese and Isaac Smith and Brendan Thompson healthy score. We got updates on one of them. We'll talk about it in a second. But yeah, that was my healthy score, redshirt sophomore. Why am I not at the game? I want to do watch parties, man. I like doing them here, and I feel like we can have a good time here, and I like getting live with you guys right away. It also helps me set myself up for success the following week because I can take care of stuff here instead of having to travel to and from the game. It just helps me, you know, kind of broadcast my thoughts and get stuff out a little bit more efficiently. I was at the game last week. I'm going to Fayetteville in a couple of weekends, so I'm trying to be with you guys as much as I can because I have a feeling my coverage might be a little sporadic when I'm in Fayetteville. But good question, Michael. All right. I feel like Amari Nyblack game is overdue, man. He looked good on that one reception. One thing with Amari, I noticed he's still learning the playbook. He's still learning where he's supposed to be. I see a lot of late adjustments from Amari when he's on the field. I think it's a comfort thing, and he needs to do it, man. He's trying to show his last, you know, sample size of what he can show NFL teams. He needs to do it now. But I think he'll get some opportunity. Big Fitch is losing to Mississippi State and NCAA. Not good. That's a bad sign because I blew out Auburn multiple times last week. That is not good. That is not good at all. Get it together, Fitch. We went to blackout last year, saw lots of old Army. We're holding steadfast by refusing to wear black. Hopefully we adjust this year, man. I don't like it. Man. We're still holding on to tradition in a lot of ways, so many ways. This is such a benefit to recruiting and just the buzz of the program, man. Get with it. Too nervous on my Red Sox. Good luck. But I'll be at Saturday's game like I was for the previous 3 home games. You're a good luck charm this year. 10-34, Texas Aggies. Good to see you, Rudy. Thanks for being in here, man. I like that score prediction a lot. That song was the Vandy music. David, I got you. DJ Drew after the win. Of course, man. Of course. Of course. Throw down some what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. I think Mississippi State's a 5-7 team, so if we don't win convincingly, I'm not sure about our longevity this year. What's convincingly? What's convincingly? What if they can put together a great game plan and compete with us? I think it's a pretty good team with some good pieces. I don't know, man. I think they're pretty good, even if they're 5-7. I mean, their schedule's tough. They took care of business, a lot of home games. They won most of them so far, but their next home games include Georgia, Ole Miss, and Texas. They might be 5-7 just by way of a tough schedule. They're a pretty good team, man. I don't want to, you know, speak too lightly of them because they are good. I want to see our defense with 2 interceptions and score, sacked by Cash, accurate deep throws by Marcel, outstanding performance by Mario and KC, good runs by Le'Veon, Ruben, 38-20 Ags. Kelly, I love it. I did ask for one wish list, but you did what I'm about to do, and that's give a bunch of wish list items. Let's get into my spiel here before we get into the calls. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll read off chat again after I talk and before we get into calls, so keep typing, keep giving me your score predictions, keep giving me your wish lists for the game. And we have to start with some business. Unfortunate business for Mississippi State. You hate to see this stuff, but it's a big story to tell in this game. Starting tackle Albert Reese, unlikely to play in the game Saturday for Mississippi State. And we highlighted this in the preview video because we saw him go down versus Tennessee, and the backup had his hands full. The backup, Jimothy Lewis, gave up 3 sacks in the game, graded out really, really low, 0 on PFF. And he was in over his head in the game. It didn't go well. He's a young redshirt freshman player, and Tennessee has studs at defensive end. And that punished Mississippi State in the game. Mississippi State gave up a strip sack, scoop and score because this kid right here had to miss the game. Now, I would anticipate whichever way they go with it this week in practice, replacing the tackle. They're already down a tackle, by the way. They lost another starting tackle versus ASU. But wherever they shuffle, wherever they go this week, you have to imagine they'll be a little bit better prepared than what we saw versus Tennessee, which was a quick change scenario. But A&M cannot let these backup offensive tackles settle into the game. We've seen it from Cassius Howell. We've started to see it from Dayon Hayes. Rylan Kennedy's going to get some moments. TJ Searcy's going to be in there. These guys have to make these guys feel uncomfortable early and often. It's a challenge for A&M. You hate to make this part of the story here, but if they give you a crack, you have to take it. If the door's cracked, you have to open that door. So we'll see how Mississippi State adjusts their game plan. This is a really big deal for them. It was obviously a big factor in the game. We've heard Jeff Lebby talk about it in both of his pressers since the game, how they weren't comfortable with some of the backups that went into the game after injury, and tackle is clearly the one he was talking about. So A&M has to take advantage here, and they might opt to go quick game. They might opt to run the ball even more. They might throw some RPO. They might throw some of that triple option stuff we heard Elko talking about, where they get their really, really fast and explosive wide receivers moving laterally in some jet motion and do some stuff with that. Blake Shapen can run a little bit. I wouldn't say he has the speed of a Jackson Arnold or a Marcel Reed, but he can get it done. It'll be interesting to see how they compensate. They might read off some defensive ends. They might do some different things. It's definitely something to look out for in this game, and it's something I expect A&M to take advantage of. But let's just really quick, I think they dropped the full... they have the full injury report out, but the only other thing on it for them is that Isaac Smith, their leading tackler, is still questionable for the game, so we'll have to keep an eye on his status as the next injury reports and game time come around. That's a big deal for their defense. Really good player. They have a good secondary, man. But all right, I'm gonna get to my wish list here. I'm gonna be very generous. I'm gonna give you a lot of wishes. I have many things I want in life, and many things I want in this game too. But I'm gonna start with the defense. These running backs are really freaking good. They're really freaking good. And versus Tennessee, even when the blocking wasn't perfect, we saw both of them make lemonade, especially Fluff Bothwell. That guy is so freaking good, but they're both solid. Gap integrity, outside contain. Those are the two things that killed us versus UTSA. And to be fair, it's been a lot better since. It got us a couple of times versus Notre Dame. Not that many times, but a couple times it was there. Can we stamp in our improved run defense? Because these backs will make you prove it. These are high-level running backs, man. These are probably the best two aspects of their team, in my opinion. Or their best aspect of the team is their running backs. Of course, the receivers are really good. Brendan Thompson's electric. But this is a big, big test. Because these guys made lemonade time and time again. They ran the ball like 70 times against Tennessee. They're probably going to try to do that again, especially with the lack of protection. It'll be interesting to see how they adjust in their deep game because they like to get Brendan Thompson going. I don't know how much they're going to want to drop back in this game. Stop the freaking run. We touched on it already. with this tackle down, them a couple tackles down. Offensive line has been kind of feast or famine. It's decent, pretty good, down to down, but they'll have some busts. D-line has a chance to keep dominated. I want to see it. Tyler Onyedum was really good versus Auburn. Albert Regis has been solid all year. DJ Hicks is coming on. Keep that going. And this is a huge opportunity for the ends that we already talked about. D-line dominance, that's on my wish list. I mean, of course it is. Just keep that going because you have a big opportunity here. And, of course, tackling. I'm just going to throw that in there. Keep tackling well. You tackle well versus Auburn. Get guys on the ground. Take wise angles in open field because there will be open field tackles to be made in this game with the athletes they have, the 2 receivers and the 2 running backs. Offensively, I'm really interested in this receiver battle. They have some good corners, man, and who knows what happens with Isaac Smith there. That's an interesting slot corner, nickel, hybrid player. Can we keep getting separation, and can Marcel hit the soft spots yet again? It'll be interesting, man. Brazel and Matthews were able to make some stuff happen against Tennessee, and that is probably the highest level duo in the conference at receiver. I mean, you can contend that our duo, Tennessee's duo, and maybe even Mississippi State's duo are the 3 best receiver duos as a 2 in the conference right now. Can we do what Tennessee did? Can we get over the top? Can we get some well-placed deep balls to our receivers like Tennessee did in the game? Because that was there. And they've been solid all year. Which way does it go in this receiver battle? Can Casey Concepcion and Mario Craver keep making separation like they have on demand? And, of course, can Marcel hit that deep ball? Can we keep pounding the rock? I like their defensive front a lot. I think they're scrappy. I think they're getting a lot out of those players. But I don't think they have the studs, like I talked about in the last video, that a team like Auburn, Texas, LSU, even Florida will have. Can we establish a run game? Can we maul again? Can we, gash them in the running game? Because we absolutely just did that against a really, really good front 7. I don't see why it has to be different this game. Because you could say they're going to play the run, well, then the pass will just come there. The pass will just be there. So, pound the rock. Le'Veon Moss getting healthier, man. Looks so good. Had a career game coming off of injury. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. And then my 2 overarching things I want to see in the game. Start fast. Make them have to drop back. Get an early lead. Get a 14-point lead to start this game. You saw a fast start versus Auburn, and of course you didn't do much with it. You stalled right after that. You had the 3 and out. Stop. Got off the field again. Then the offense started getting penalties. And that was actually a sack. And then you started the penalties. Start fast. Keep going. Make them have to go away from the run. Make them feel like they have to catch up in the game. Make them feel like they have to throw the deep ball. Because that's when we can really take advantage of their tackle situation when they drop back. Because they're going to protect them as much as they can. Start fast, start fast, start fast. That is always a key to avoiding an upset. And then, of course, this little mother... I hate it. I hate it. Penalties. It's got to be on the wish list, right? It's got to be number 1. I saved it for last, but I also said it before. Get rid of this freaking thing. No more penalties, man. No more freaking penalties. All right, guys, that's all I have as far as my wish list. We're going to get right into the calls. I'll read off a couple more chats, and we'll get right into the calls. Again, the call-in link is pinned at the top of the chat. Click that. You'll enter a waiting room. It's super self-explanatory. You're going to give me your score prediction on the call, and if you get it right, you're on the Hall of Fame right over my right shoulder. There it is. See it? Try to get on there. It's been really tough to do. And I'm thinking about upping the ante if we don't get it this week, man. I don't know. I'm going to have to add something to it because it's becoming very rare. And it might be worth, mailing you guys something. But we'll see after. We'll reevaluate. Let's see if y'all can get this one first. After the Notre Dame and Auburn wins, I'm a believer this team can finish now. I will say I am less nervous this week about A&M. Because I think they showed that they can handle success. They didn't do it offensively, but they showed it defensively. Versus Auburn, coming off of Notre Dame. I feel better about the team, but Mississippi State's still dangerous, so I'm still nervous, but not as nervous. I'm starting to trust this team a little bit more, and this stretch is about belief. That's what this whole home stretch is about, so let's keep stamping that in. Ebone Capone, good to see you. I want to see the D force some turnovers, and the 12th man force some false starts. That is on the table, man. First game on the road. Fat Cheddar, good to see you. Ebone says 32-20. Fat Cheddar says 38-17. Jeb says, win this one, I'll have no doubt we'll be 7-0 by the time we play LSU. It's a big one, man. It's a big one. 38-20 says James Ellis. Elko is building a monster. I want to believe so, man. It feels good. We got to give Ruben more carries. I think he's earned a couple more carries for sure. Again, I have to respect what Amari Daniels is doing in pass pro right now. Really freaking good. Really beneficial for the team. If you don't have what Amari is giving you right now, you don't have a passing attack to the level that A&M has been able to find this year. Max says 41-17 Ags. Love it. Thompson's supposed to play for State. Yeah, he's healthy. He's playing. He's off the injury report. It's funny. I went into Auburn thinking we need to respect their talent, and I was never really concerned about losing the game. Now I'm concerned about Mississippi State matchups, but that'll make me more. That makes me more nervous. We're gonna be nervous every game, man. Now, especially now that we feel like we're on a good trajectory. It's like the pressure increases, but the team starts believing, and we start believing. So it's a little bit of both. 38-16, Ag. 16 is a weird score. I like it. I like it a lot. That's a man-child. The tackle, yeah. LSU, Missouri, and Texas didn't look as powerful as they did last year. I think Missouri looks pretty good. I don't want to hear anybody's injury sob story because no one gives the benefit of doubt ever. Well, you're going to probably hear that from their fans, but, everyone gets that feel. Everyone personally will feel that at some point. If we don't match the sack total versus Auburn, I'll be disappointed, depending on if they adjust to throwing the ball quicker. I believe they're going to have to adjust, and that's why I say start fast to give yourself some sack opportunities. One of the biggest things I saw in the Auburn game was how good our tackling was compared to the past. We weren't letting guys fly the way we had before, and that was huge, and that's to continue this game. You got a lot of guys. A lot of guys with the ball in their hand that could be dangerous for, in particular. They're top 2 receivers and their top 2 running backs. So I'm going to guess that A&M takes this one 35-24. I like it, Jackson. I like it. Apparel giveaway? I don't know. It might be a handwritten letter. I don't know if I can do a bunch of apparel giveaways, but hey, no one's gotten it right. I could probably do a real giveaway. We'll see. I feel like we should receive a chalice of supremacy after being the only one to get on the board. You should. Noble, you're the only one on the board right now. That's Noble's name up there. I think Daniels has more juice than Ruben right now. I like Ruben in the open field, man. It feels like he's been getting faster and better and more sure of himself. 34-14. Good guy says Big Texag. Seth says, bro, you don't even know. Me bringing honey packets, be yelling every freaking play. Honey packets give you energy, man. I like it. Honey packets, way to go. I prefer a pre-workout. That's what I take before I'm ready to yell. It's our game to lose. We have all the pieces and all the coaching. I feel the same way. Imagine if Mississippi State kept Mario Craver this season. Imagine the differences in our seasons. Yeah, it'd be huge, man. It'd be huge. How healthy is Moss? 20 carries the Notre Dame game. 21 versus Auburn. Career best day statistically versus Auburn. I'd say he's going in the right direction. All right, guys, that catches us up with the chat. Let's get right into the calls. Rich, you're on with Drew. What's on your mind, Rich? Uh-oh, Rich, do I have you? I think you're muted, Rich. All right, we'll go back to Rich in a second. I'll get with Brian. You're on with Drew. How you feeling, Brian?
Yo, what's up, Drew? Reasonable excitement, I think.
Yeah,
we're feeling good, man. I like your list here. I think that's good. I'm gonna add a couple things because I'm looking at some stats and being a huge nerd right now. First of all, Mississippi State's allowed 11 sacks.
Yep.
It's not good.
Yep,
it's not good. So I'm hoping we get after them. And I just want to say it looked like they had a great game against Tennessee, but I'm looking at this drive chart here, and on 6 scoring drives, 3 of them were from Tennessee's 30-yard or less.
Yeah.
So it's like they were handed short fields. So only one of these drives, of the 75-yard drive, their second scoring drive, was a full complete drive. So, they have a lot to prove there.
Yeah, I'll add to that. They opened the game with a Tennessee muffed punt. So they got the ball inside the 35, 40, something like that, on the opening drive, the tone-setting drive in the game. And they also had 2 tip drill interceptions in the game. I think it was 2 that bounced either off of their player or Tennessee players and, got caught. So we can't allow sudden change like that. We can't give up turnovers. We haven't forced a lot of turnovers in the year. We haven't given up a lot of turnovers. So let's just keep not giving up turnovers.
Yeah, that's one of those little things that goes along with penalties, which I was looking at. This is the battle of some of the 2 worst teams in the FBS in terms of penalties.
Yeah,
I've got A&M at 120th in penalties. That's 77 and a quarter penalty yards per game, and Mississippi State is at 427 total penalty yards, which is pretty bad. So I'd listen, if we're gonna see the yellow birdie going out, I'd like for it not to be on us, but if we're going off stats, I think that thing's going to come out a little bit.
Yeah, it seems like that's the way. We'll see how much progress we can make on that front. It should be tough for them, right? Coming to a hostile environment for the first time in the year, so we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully, we can keep it to under 10. That'd be a kind of a milestone after the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, baby steps, man. And my last thing I wanted to touch on, we got to convert third downs. So whoever wins the third down battle here is going to have the game. We have a great third down defense. We stopped 75% of third down attempts. We're in the top 10 on stopping third downs. However, our conversion rate on offense is 30%. So we're pretty low. Mississippi State, not great. Actually, they are pretty decent converting third downs. They're about 47% of their third downs they convert. So I think whoever wins third down battle is going to have a big advantage in this.
Yeah, 100%. It's been a problem, man. And, we've shown that on third and long, we're susceptible to the blitz. I don't think we have a good kind of game plan against what Auburn did to us specifically. Let's see how that changes. Let's see, how much Mississippi State tries to emulate that. And let's see if we can stay out of third and long. I mean, that would be a start.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's get some chunk yards. Let's run the ball first and second down. Let's give ourselves some options on third down. Third and short, much better. We're opening ourselves up to bigger chunk plays on third and short than we are, looking at 3rd and 7 and above.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got from my wish list. I'm gonna go with who someone said it earlier and I liked it. An inverted score, 31-13.
31-13 for Brian. All right, Brian, good stuff. I agree with your entire list, man. You have a good one. Thanks for calling in.
You too. Thanks.
All right, I'm going to get back with Rich here because he was just in first in line and he got disconnected. Rich, you're on with Drew. How you feeling, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad, man. Excited to see the boys yet again. It's been fun.
Yeah, it has been, and sorry about the issue here. My last two call-ins, but yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm actually going to this game, so I'm really excited. I didn't go to the blackout last year, but I'm kind of looking at this game as very similar to how I felt about Missouri last year.
Okay.
I think, because we're all excited. We're all not willing to, we can't admit it's going to be an easy game because it's not. But I think everybody's got this confidence of one like Mississippi State, but also that like I think they're in a bad position. The atmosphere they're going into, but also we left so much on the table offensively last week that our offense like knows everything's there, and they didn't leave it on the table because they didn't execute. We just made huge mistakes, penalties, and drop ball, everything.
Yeah.
To prevent that, and I just don't see Mississippi State coming in and shutting that down. And I think that's you touched on it. Starting off quick. I think that's really not only the key to the game, but I think how the game is going to go with that about the offense wanting to, put those points on the board and pile it up. I think, you got to watch out for their rushing game. I think the running backs are great. They're tough. And if we get ahead early, we're going to force them to pass. And when you have a great pass defense like we do, you want to get ahead early, so they got to throw on you. And so I think that's really just kind of how it's going to go.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was my prediction. That was a 31-13 I put in the chat. And
I'll to both of y'all. If y'all both get it, we'll get you both up there. Yeah, man, it's such a big deal in this game. It gives you the opportunity to kind of take advantage of where they're weak. I mean, it just gets you off to the right start. And yeah, man, you feel like this offense is really going to want to prove something this week, really going to want to clean it up. You hope they don't press. You hope they don't get too hot about it. But I think there's some points to be had this week if they can focus up and reduce the mistakes, reduce the penalties. That all has to happen. But yeah, man, I'm with you. I feel good.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. And defensively, I think I don't know if we're going to get as intense of a, really felt like a goose egg against Auburn, even though it wasn't in terms of touchdowns. But I think if we could really tackle, I mean, that this running back, I think, has close to 400 yards after the first hit.
Yeah.
Something crazy, which is more than any running back we have, total yards. So we just got to wrap up. And I think we did a great job of that last week. And so that's one of the things I want to see. But the penalties, yeah, that's great. I know that's like off and on each game, but the thing I wrote in the comments, I want to see this. I want to see Reed hit a deep ball, like just to get that off our chest, get it off his chest, because I feel like there's a lot of buildup with that, and I feel like he is getting too excited overthrowing, and I think it's right there. And so it's just got to happen.
It feels like whenever he sees the deep ball, everything is sped up, right? It feels like the whole throwing form is sped up. It feels like his process gets sped up. And he's just a couple yards over, right? It's right there. And I'm so with you, man. He needs one. He needs to feel what it feels like to connect with one with KC. And I think just getting one could lock him in a little bit. Maybe it won't make him be 100%, but I think if you get one, more will come. So I'm with you there, man. All right, Rich. I appreciate the call, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, appreciate you. Thanks.
Yep. Yeah, I think I adjusted it. It should be good now, Silver Beast Jr. We had a little volume issue there, but I think we should be good. Let me go ahead and move him down a little bit. We should be solid now. Yeah, guys, we got open phone lines beyond these next two callers. The call-in link is pinned in the chat. Y'all want to get in there and talk Aggie football? Be my guest. We got Nick and Fitch on. Fitch, did you end up beating Mississippi State? Y'all are muted, by the way.
Hey, Drew, can you hear us?
Yeah, we got you. Did he beat Mississippi State or did he lose?
He lost. He restarted. He's down 24-0 right now.
I'm really bad.
Damn it, Fitch.
This isn't A&M being bad. I am bad.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
okay.
rough.
All right,
rough.
so this isn't a sign of things to come. All right, how y'all feeling about the game?
We're feeling pretty good. I was telling Fitchy, my prediction's 28-20, Ags. I think it'll be a similar offensive performance from last game, but I went back and looked at the film, and I think you were saying this, Drew. There were some very ticky-tacky holding penalties that I just didn't see. Like, there was one on, on one of the Daniels runs that I didn't think was holding at all. But there was a couple questionable ones.
Yeah, I think there was one where Reed Adams pancakes a guy, and you don't get the other angle on it, but the whole play goes one direction. His hands are inside. He just manhandles him. It's hard to call a holding on that. It's also hard to see the angle, but that whole just picture we get there does not scream holding. And I think the one on Daniels' run was the Mark Naboo hold. And that was oh man, it was, if there was a hold, it was like for a quarter of a second. It was barely anything. But yeah, man, you just got to be a little bit more aware of that, I guess. And I think there are some points to be had. What's Fitch's score?
Fitch, what's your score?
35-21. I feel pretty confident, honestly. Yeah. I think the score from last game isn't super reflective of like what this team is, and I feel like even if we play the same way, just without some of the kind of fluky,
the score will be different.
Yeah, I feel like surely.
Yeah, you could play the same offensive game, have the same numbers, the same drive chart, but just don't have penalties or 3 penalties in a drive, ruin a drive. Don't throw an interception at the 10-yard line. And yeah, you're good for, I mean, that game you should have at least scored 20. Really, you could have scored like 30. But yeah, if we do the same thing again, I'm right there with y'all. You can get to that point. If not, be even better, because I don't know how good their front seven is compared to Auburn's. Their secondary should be better, but I really like our receivers. So I'm with y'all. Any closing thoughts from y'all? Thank y'all for calling in.
Nah. I mean, I'm just super impressed with York. Like, back at the film, York, like his IQ. Oh my gosh, it's insane.
He sees plays like before they happen. What's your hot take?
I think in this game, I saw him on campus and I saw the look in his eye. I'm calling a Terry Bussey passing touchdown. That's my hot take.
Let's go. I love it.
I saw we tried to get it to him earlier in the Notre Dame game. We tried to make a throw pass. I think this week we get it done.
All right, let's get creative with Bussey, man. I think there's some stuff on the table for him. Fitch, give me something spicy, Fitch. I see you over there.
Something spicy. I feel like
make it oddly specific.
I think Mario Craver is going to have a really good game.
Oh,
and I think
it's
going to be right in the face of like Mississippi State fans too.
Yeah. They're going to be amped up to stop him, so maybe he can take advantage of that. Maybe we can use him as a decoy, or maybe he just pops off revenge game from Mario Craver. That'd be pretty sick.
I really want that to happen.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of that, but
yeah,
that would be really cool to me.
Hell yeah. I love it, y'all. All right, guys. I appreciate the call.
Night, Drew.
Night. Have a good one. All right, Nick and Fitch, appreciate it. Got both of your scores down. We'll call that 2 separate scores. Play to win. How you feeling, man?
Hey, Drew. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
My last thought was, I think I typed, it was about LSU, Missouri, and Texas do not look as powerful as they did last year. This year, and just looking at over some of the game film, the highlights, and just, I don't know, and hopefully, and we're surging. A&M is on its way up. I mean, in Division I, we're blazing trails right now. And I went back and looked at the game, and our defense against Auburn was just, they were spectacular, to say the least. When you're watching it real time, you're watching the game, you just don't grab the real pure essence, of the play. So I go back and look at it, and I was like, man, damn, we're good.
Yeah.
You know, we were good on when we had to be good on defense, when we weren't so good on offense. You know, basically saved the day and shut Auburn down.
Yeah,
So,
first of all, I'm really bad at kind of perceiving the ins and outs of a game when I watch it live because I'm all emotion, man. I'm like dying, my heart rate's high, my palms get sweaty. Mom's spaghetti. I'm sorry. Yeah, I get really amped up during the games, and I have to rewatch it to appreciate it. And in this game, to your point, you really appreciate like Torian York in the game. You appreciate him flying around and being in the quarterback's brain the entire game, seeing plays unfold before they even happen. It's insane how good he was. And something else I caught on the rewatch is how good the offensive line played, how well they run blocked in the game, how many holes they blew open against a really talented front seven. And I expect that to continue for sure. And for that defense, man, if they can bring that same level to this game, we're going to win the freaking game.
yeah, and I like that. What was it? It was Will Lee against that receiver, loses his helmet, man, and he's fighting for the ball.
Dude, another angle came out. I don't think it was a broadcast angle. I don't think this camera angle had they had that camera angle that we just saw on social media. They didn't have that in the referee booth. But there's another angle that shows both of Will Lee's hands around that ball in that play, and the receiver hadn't gotten his hands on the ball yet. And then the receiver comes up and hugs it, and that's what the refs see. So that was a hell of a play. It didn't go our way, but man, that was crazy.
I mean, that just demonstrated Aggie football, Aggie determination. I mean, you got to be proud of. I was very proud of that. You know, so it was fun going back to watch the game
For sure.
of the highlights. But anyway, the reason I came to the conclusion about my final score is 8M42 and Mississippi State 21 is I took the over-under, which is 57.5 divided by two teams.
Yeah.
28 points. And then 14.5 for the point spread. So I give that to A&M. And we can score 40 points. So I thought, okay, I'm giving A&M 42. And I should give Mississippi State 28, but I'm going to take a touchdown away and say 21. 42-21 A&M.
That would be I think it's possible. I'm much more with your kind of convincing win this week more so than last week. And if we get that score play to win, that's a hell of a game.
It's our offense. I want our offense to click like they did against Notre Dame, and we can. Yeah. We have got the potential's there, and Collins' plays will probably be, stellar. I think he's going to pull some great plays out, and we're going to cover the field. We're going to march up and down. I really do. 42 points. That's what I'm calling. 42-21 A&M.
I'll go one further than you play to win. I'll say we could be even better than that Notre Dame game because we left points on the board. I think there's even more to come from that. So 42 should be a goal we can achieve. Let's see how these receivers do.
Yeah, but that's a good point, Drew.
I think we could be even better. But they have good DBs. They have good DBs. It's a good test out there. We'll see how that goes. But I'm with you, man. I like it a lot. What else you got, play to win? Any closing thoughts for me today?
I just want to see the offense click like we did against Notre Dame. That's my number one thought. I want our offense to step up, man, and just march up and down the field. And I'm going to be happy.
Yeah,
happy.
Yep. Let's have some fun. Play to win. It could be a great game. Looking forward to it. I'll talk to you soon, man. Thanks for calling.
Yep. Talk soon. Bye.
Bye. All right. Moving right along. Yeah, I felt the same way with Marcel's performance live. Then I saw the stats and I was like, dang, he was balling. Yeah, he started kind of slow and third down wasn't great, but he picked apart some zone defense yet again in the game, man. He finds the soft spot. He scans the field. I mean, there was some really good stuff in there for Marcel. And you look at the box score. It's not bad. But just connect on the deep ball one time, man. One time will feel totally different. Noble, how we feeling, man?
Hey, what's up, Drew and Aggie Nation?
What up?
Hey, I don't know if he's on my comment. It's like I went into the Auburn game thinking, I was pretty confident. The only time I got even slightly worried about that game was at the after the pick.
Yeah.
But for the most part, going into the game and during the game, even though we weren't scoring, I thought that game was pretty in hand. And my thought process is that we know they have good players, they have the talent to do it. And our team will take it seriously, and that's what we did. Now we're up against a Mississippi State team where, on paper, it seems like we win all the matchups across the board for the most part, and for some reason that makes me more nervous about the game.
It's like It's so clear that like we can only mess up is kind of how you feel. It's like
Yeah, that's a good way of putting
such
it.
an
Yeah,
opportunity.
but exactly, I think this is a good. This is going to be that opportunity for to see if we can get a complete performance out of the entire team. Like we've seen one week offense do it, the next week the defense do it. There's still some things that the team can grow in, but I think it's pretty well explained that everything on paper tells us that we should, if we play our game, we can win this game. From a defensive standpoint, I think shout out to the defensive coaching and development. Like Des Rex alone has been a big turnaround. What a great, I know a lot of people were flaming him at the end of last year. And now he's, just as good as Will Lee, maybe better. And he's the future of our, the secondary for us.
Yeah.
And I'll say this: shout out to Jay Bateman and his development of the linebackers. I know I personally absolutely roasted the crap out of him last year as a DC, but he knows how to get his linebackers to play well. Getting Scooby to go for Florida, and who was okay at Florida and has been really good for us here. Sanford's been great, obviously. Torian York has continued to develop. So they've done a great job, and it's really cool to see after last week how essentially the defense individually, the players themselves, everyone, we got the talent, and they weren't playing bad, but it seemed like last week was the first week where you got the talent play as one unit. It was cool. You saw gang tackling, open field tackles. Everyone was in their assignment. It was as sound as a defensive performance as you could ever see. Granted, Auburn was also pretty inept at times.
Yeah.
We still, we took it to them, and we gifted them a touchdown. We essentially held them to 3 points.
You know what? Sometimes that's the kind of game you need to get to feel right. That's the kind of game you just get to go feel a good performance. They help you get to that performance a little bit. You help yourself get there a little bit. I mean, Torian York talked about it after the game. He said he knew what Jackson Arnold was trying to do pretty much every play. He's very well aware of his play style and what he's good at and what he avoids and just the kind of player he is and how limited he is specifically, and just took full advantage of it. And you got some good tackling reps under your belt. You played really good in coverage. A lot of really good stuff. And you just tackled so freaking well in the game. And yeah, man, if we bring that every game, we're going to win so many football games this year, because I think that offense, I don't think it's going to be held down for long.
Yeah, I agree. Again, the defense. I think one of the things we're going to see going into this week that we didn't see much and it was quite surprising, quite shocking, is that Auburn did not to run the ball at us that much with Jeremy Cobb, even though he's a pretty good back and they've had good stats throughout the year. In fact, I don't think they really tested the inside of our run defense at all. Everything for the most part bounced outside. So, and Mississippi State's a very run-heavy team. So let's see, in volume how we do. I still expect us to do pretty well. I have an extreme amount of confidence on the run defense after the Notre Dame performance, and then obviously Auburn has only encouraged that. But let's see what they do when we go against a team that's really committed to the run, especially the way that Mississippi State does it, where it's very similar to the Heupel's offense, where wide splits. So you're gonna have a lot of open field tackles, and they're gonna you're gonna have guys spread out all over the field.
It looked like they slide their O-line quite a bit too, like Auburn did, and we were able to take advantage of that. So it'll be interesting to see, especially with another tackle down.
Yeah. Also, nothing to take away from our defensive line, because 5 sacks is awesome, but when you go back, it is quite bad to see how the Auburn O-line played. And it's crazy because they have so much talent on offense, and none of it can get together, which is a reflection on their coaching and how well we're coached.
Yeah, exactly, man. All right, Noble, what's your score?
I think I'm going for a scoregami. I think I'm going to go 37-23. I think you're going to get some goals. I wish we had I felt more confident in us scoring touchdowns, because I think we can move the ball pretty well. But for some reason, this is what I want to see, is that our third down percentages have been great, and that's the thing that we probably need to fix the most.
Yeah.
Offense. And then I think I think it's a matter of time, it's a matter of when, not if. When what's his name? Marcel connects on the pass. There and keeping. I think obviously, but keeping Le'Veon healthy is a imperative, because even when we don't, the other backs are fine, but then you can see there's a drop in certainty of production.
Yeah.
In getting the first down to move. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but last week, there was like a spell between like the end of the second half. I mean, the second quarter, the beginning of the third quarter, where Moss was out for a little bit. I think he was like throwing up for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And then we do well until we didn't or third down. And sometimes it was a flag, sometimes it wasn't. But then with Moss, it's like no matter what you need, he gets it for you +1.
Yeah, Moss is kind of like a high floor style player because what he does so well on top of being talented is he is a super patient running back. And credit Trooper Taylor for this because he was not this before Trooper Taylor got here before last season.
Mm-hmm.
But I said this in the last video. He will find an offensive lineman's butt and stay on it and just ride the line forward. He waits. He waits for things to develop, and if nothing's there, he doesn't force it. He falls forward with his O-line. So it's always positive. It's often positive plays, whereas Daniels, he's pretty good in open field. He has some speed, but he doesn't make the decisions that Le'Veon does. He doesn't quite do that. And I think Ruben's on kind of getting better and better, and it'd be interesting to see if he gets more opportunities. Again, I'm not sitting Amari because he's such a good pass pro guy. But it's interesting to see when Moss gets out of there what you can do, and I wonder if Ruben's gonna have more of a role now because I think he's been impressive.
Yeah, with Moss is just like it's a near certainty, and you saw it last year when he went out too, like how much our run production went down. And then the only other thing I can ask for offense, I think I need to see more check down options.
Yes, third down.
Like they everyone knows like I don't know if Mississippi State doesn't put us on third down, I don't know what they're doing. And I need to see like a back and a tight end slip. I know they're chipping, but like I don't know. We got to get something out quicker because when they're coming, like in that pressure, like that's when we're most susceptible.
Yeah, 100%. It doesn't seem like we always have the optimal check down options available. And also, I don't think Marcel is really looking for it enough. And this was something that I highlighted from him last year, especially in that bowl game. A lot of receiver check down options, tight end check down options. They were there a couple times, and he misses those. But he needs to be coached up to see those a little bit more. And I think Elko mentioned that in the post-game presser, that they didn't have the best plan against what Auburn was doing. And I imagine that has been addressed this week because, like you said, they're going to try the same thing on third downs. But all right, Noble, closing thoughts, man. I appreciate the call.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's take care of business. I think there's a chance to like really one's giving us credit for the Auburn. That's actually kind of crazy the amount of respect we're getting from after winning against Auburn the way a lot of scorebox watchers there not actually watching the game. So let's make a statement and get the win.
Let's do it. All right, Noble, thanks for the call. Talk to you soon.
Adios.
All right, moving right along. SB, how you feeling, man?
Hello, can you hear me?
Got you loud and clear.
All right. First, I just want to say I was heartbroken about President Welsh. That the way I don't know if you talked about that at all, but I thought he was like really good for the university, and I wonder how the coaches feel about that. And I guess we'll see if that has any sort of effect down the line. But I really liked him. I thought.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought he was good.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that the athletic department liked him. I know that a lot of people didn't like him. I wasn't too well read on the whole situation. I didn't really follow it closely, but for sure I want to land on the right guy next because there was unity in the athletic department. So you want to find that again, find the right guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure whoever comes in should have an idea of they better be supportive of Trev and everyone, but
yeah, and I mean, I'm starting to like Trev. I mean, it's early still. I want to see.
I thought his basketball hire was
huge,
way better than I'm really high on Bucky.
Oh, dude, I can't wait. We're like 33 days away or something. I can't wait for Bucky ball, dude.
And that Bucky's like the absolute type of guy A&M needed, like a younger guy who's has a lot of potential, but we were never gonna land Coach K in his prime. Like,
yeah, of course.
These people that thought we're just gonna buy some guy, like that A&M doesn't have that kind of brand in basketball. Like, we needed a guy that's kind of on the cutting edge, on the younger side, that was willing to take a chance on us because we were willing to take on a chance on him. And I mean, Bucky is like the absolute profile I would like put for the perfect hire for our basketball coach.
Yeah, build something fresh. It's not like you have a bunch of players you're trying to retain or like this crazy roster you have coming back where you want to get like a big name to keep them. It's like you're starting fresh regardless. Just build this thing from the ground up. It's been awesome, man.
I mean, Bucky honestly walked into a lot. I mean, Buzz really left him a bunch to work with. Like one player almost.
One player. Yeah, no team.
But yeah, I honestly, though, I think that's just going to be like the norm when coaches leave with the transfer portal. But yeah, that was crazy to see how there was literally nothing there. But anyways, I really liked Welsh. I thought he was going to be a great leader, and I mean, he had a ton of leadership experience, so we'll see how that all goes down. But anyways, on the football side, like first thing I was going to talk to you about is our kicker. I used to kick, and it on the right hash, it looks like he doesn't line up properly. Like, so when you're kicking, you generally line up through the middle of the goalpost, right? So when you're in middle, the middle of the field, you just walk straight back. But if you're on the left hash, you kind of walk more to the left because you're aiming down the middle. And then if you're on the right, you kind of walk more to the right when you're walking back. It looks like he's just walking straight back wherever he is. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what it looks like. Why on the right hash when he's kicking from distance, he's leaving it right. And I don't know who the kicking coach is, but I just spotted that. And you can also kind of tell where someone's aiming when you look at where their plant foot is pointing. And he's kind of aiming right down the field, and that's where the ball's going when he's kicking it wide on the right hash. So,
yeah, it's interesting you say that, because the thing I've noticed with his misses is that they're straight. It's not like he's hooking or pulling or nothing's getting off. It's just a miss. It's like a bad aim.
Yeah.
It's like a golf shot when, you know,
Yeah.
the ball flies how you want, just not at the target. That sounds exactly right to me as a non-kicker.
But he can get away with it on the left hash. So when you're running at the ball, you're kind of coming in at a 45-degree angle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when he's on the left hash, he's a right-footed kicker. So his momentum is kind of carrying him to the right. So the goalpost is to the right when he's on the left hash. So he can actually get away with not lining up properly because he just opens up his hips more and his momentum's carrying him that way. So he can just push the ball easier. But when you're on the right hash, you're a right-footed kicker, you're coming in at 45 degrees. Now you have to, if you're not lined up properly and you're aiming to the right with your lineup, then you actually have to bring your foot over more than 45 degrees, what you're used to, and you're bringing it more across your body. It's actually harder to bring that power around more because you're like swinging your foot more around. If it makes sense, it's like harder to transfer that power at like a larger angle.
Yeah.
So what's happening is, because he's actually lined up to the right, is his momentum is just carrying, because like once you're at 50 yards, you're starting to bang the crap out of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
His momentum is just carrying him, and he's just hitting it straight because his leg doesn't want to cut all that power across his body, because you can end up like hitting your thighs together when you're trying to do that. Like it's just not normal. It's not a natural. And so I'm thinking that's what it is, because like if you looked at his kicks when he was in the middle of the field kicking from distance, right down the middle when he was on the left hash, it looked good, but on the right he kept kicking it wide, and I was looking at his steps and it looked like he was walking straight back instead of like at an angle. So
well, let me ask
you
you
this. I don't know
this.
who to contact, but like I actually think that was the issue, and I hope someone tells him how to aim.
How adjustable is that on the fly for a kicker? Was that like a full form revamp?
It's so easy for a kicker, because as a kicker, you really just want to make the same kick no matter where you are. The only reason you would kind of change that is because of the wind. But in general, you want to like walk back aiming right through the field goal post, right in the middle, and then usually you can just then leave like a foot down and then do like an L. It's kind of weird at first, but generally it's not too bad. Even some people will put like their hand out and like their right hand on their belly button like an L, and then like walk to the left.
Yeah.
It kind of helps you make sure you're going like 90 degrees.
Yeah.
But it's not too hard. It's kind of harder for the holder, because now they're kind of at a little bit of an angle, and now they just need to get used to like receiving the ball at like a weirder angle, kind of more from behind their back. But it shouldn't be that hard.
Well, that gives me some hope. If that they should pick up on that. They have a special teams coach. That sounds like something that could be adjusted. That's some really good insight, man. Yeah, it makes total sense based on what I'm seeing with like my novice eye. So, I mean, yeah, I believe it.
I mean, I would. Yeah, I wanted to like write him on Instagram. I'm like, yo, are you like walking back, like aiming through the uprights on the right hash? Because it doesn't look like it, and that might be your issue. But anyways,
yeah.
For Mississippi State, I'm thinking we should definitely win. I liked our shoulder tackling improvement versus Auburn. It looked like a lot of guys were. I don't think anyone listened. Like, I don't know. Maybe Elko's like tapped into your show, but I mean, I thought there was a lot more shoulder tackling, especially in the secondary, like especially Will Lee.
Yeah.
And that they're getting the head to the side, and I'm like, dude, if you put shoulders on someone's thighs, they're gonna go down. Like, and the whatever was going on, I saw how York likes to tackle. He basically just puts his face mask right through your thighs, which, I mean, he's strong enough. He can do whatever he wants. He's got a thick ass neck, but
Yeah.
if you're a smaller guy, like I think shoulders is better. But,
Yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence that they tackled poorly before a bye week and tackled better after a bye week. I think there was some drilling done on that front in that extra week of practice and physicality. So if that's here to stay and the offense can play clean football, I mean, things could be looking really good.
I think things look great. I think penalties are really might end up being like the tail of our season. Like if we can clean it up, which. Yeah, I don't know how easy or hard that is. Some of these penalties just seem to be mental lapses of like they just forget the rules or something like that. It was heartbreaking to see that Craver touchdown get taken back because our lineman ran too far because he wasn't even close to blocking that guy. That guy was still like 5 yards away. So it was just kind of he just ran into no man's land. But
and I see people say that was a ticky-tack call. It doesn't always get called. Fine, whatever. Even if it is, don't be 5 yards downfield. Just don't even give them the chance.
You can say it's ticky-tack. I think it's one of those things that doesn't always get called, but like as a coach, like you're coaching, hey, that's the rules. Like, we're not putting this in the hands of the refs. Like there's no reason to do it.
Yeah.
So
100%.
And that's kind of the thing I'm most disappointed on in this team right now is our offensive line. I honestly thought they were going to be one of the cleaner, more like trustworthy units on the team, and it seems like they're getting a lot of penalties.
They're the main penalty culprit right now. I think Basantis and Reed Adams are kind of the main ones that are doing the holdings. Versus Notre Dame, we had a bunch of false starts. Fortunately, those got cleaned up in a big way last game, but everything came mid-play last game. And yeah, too many holdings. I think there was one unnecessary roughness by Basantis or something. Got to clean it up, man. There were some that were ticky-tack, but some that we were definitely guilty on, so it's a big factor. It can obviously, I mean, scoring 16 instead of scoring 26 in a game can obviously change an outcome, so it's a big deal.
All right, here's my hot take is Marcel Reed hitting the deep ball once a game makes us SEC champions.
I think that's pretty clear.
If we start popping the top off and teams have to respect that, I think he's shown he can be a great medium to short range passer. If he starts hitting that, this offense is going to be next level. And we're starting to look at like one of the better offenses in A&M history.
And you said one a game is all you really need to change.
One a game.
It's
you
that
just
impactful.
Got to make sure that they know you can hit that. If it doesn't matter if you hit, I would say sometime before the fourth quarter to allow like some more points once the defense has to know they have to keep a safety back. But yeah, if you can just, I mean, especially if you can hit that in the first half, they go into halftime knowing like, hey guys, we got to respect those deep balls. And they're making like an adjustment, and then it's just opening up the run game and everything.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, that is like, if you want an SEC championship, Marcel has to start hitting those.
100%.
And then my prediction for the game is just a 21-point win. I think they clean up some things. Mississippi State has some injuries, and I'm looking at a dominant win.
What's your score?
Well, like 35-24.
35.
Oh wait, no, that
14.
wouldn't be 21. Hold on, sorry.
Maybe 45-24.
I think we're gonna score 35.
Okay.
So 14? Yeah, 35-14.
That'd be huge, man. That would be the defense doing it again, showing that this is a thing they can do consistently. The tackling is getting better. Then 35, man, you could have scored 35 or close to it last week against what I think is a better front seven. So it's on the table, man. That was a great call, SB. I appreciate you chiming in today.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. You have a good one.
You too. Later. All right. Great stuff. Great kicker insight, man. You don't get that kind of thing too often. That was really cool to hear. College football is like Game of Thrones for real. Yeah. Subject A, Bobby Petrino. Pop a top again. We're blacking out on the blackout night. I see you, Bud Light Poppy. Pass rush looks better, and that's attributed to the coverage being much better. It's a good tandem, man, when you get the pass rush and the coverage going, and that's what happens. 31-21 A&M. All right. Jay Paul, you're on with Drew. How you feeling, Jay?
What's up, Primo? I'm doing all right, bro. How about you?
Doing great, man. What's on your mind tonight?
Hey, I'm going to keep it kind of quick here, buddy. Can you hear me all right? I'm driving.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, cool, man. My son keeps calling me. He probably just wants to buy something, but... So, yeah, along those lines, about the third down, I just wanted to First thing I want to say, man, I owe an apology to Tori and York. I was basically calling for that dude to be benched, and I don't know if he listens to the show or not, but you never know, right? I'm sure the coaches were telling him too, hey, you got to step it up, But
Yeah, if we see it, the coaches see it. I'm sure it's the same
it's hard.
message because that was a rough one versus Notre Dame.
Well, it wasn't just Notre Dame, right? It was the two G5.
No, he did great against UTSA. He had
But
10 tackles. He was awesome in that game. Oh, not great against Utah State, and then Notre Dame was the bad one. He had a great game versus UTSA.
yeah, I mean he was.
Oh, you're
I
cut.
mean,
You're cutting out a little bit.
it-
Uh-oh. You might be going through a dead zone right now if you're driving, Jay. I'll give you a couple seconds to get it going.
I think
I think I might have you back now. Try again. All right, I'll go back to you in a minute. Let's see if give you a second to get out of that dead zone since you're driving around. Let's see if I can get back to you in just a minute or so. Let's get to Dead Messenger first. Dead Messenger, how you feeling, man? You're muted. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Perfect.
Feeling pretty good about this game overall, not gonna lie, Drew.
Nice. Love to hear that.
Yeah, felt bad about it a couple years ago whenever we lost at home with Jimbo, but and really just don't want to put the bad juju out there too much, so I'm gonna stop talking about that now. But honestly, can I talk about something random real quick? Or not random, but the Texas-Florida game?
Yeah, go for it.
Honestly, I think Florida's got this.
Do you really?
Yeah, I've after listening to Pate and that SEC podcast and pretty much looking at the game, I really think Florida has a chance because I don't think the offense just hasn't clicked for Texas, and that's supposed to be their backbone.
Yeah, it hasn't. And they had a good game. They ended that kind of 3-game, G5 stretch on a high note, but it was really rough before that. And look, to be fair, neither has Florida, but they're the home team in this situation. I don't know if Arch Manning's, what he found against Sam Houston at home will transfer to the road. I think it's a battle. I think it's going to be a close game. I wouldn't be surprised either way that one goes. I think Pate said that, if you switch their schedules, I don't know how much different their records look. And if Texas is playing how they played against those other two schools and, half of the Ohio State game, he may have a point there. But, my thing has been, I think coming off this bye, at least one of these offenses will look different. I wonder which one it'll be because I think they both have tools.
Yeah, and the one thing that I kind of always go back to is something that I have always seen growing up, and that is the Texas is back, baby. It is a constant every year, and I think they are getting hit with it again this year. I think it's we're back, baby, super hyped up, drinking the propaganda, and now they're just going to tank. I don't think they can handle it.
Damn. All right, we'll see, man. I'm here for it. It's an in-state rival. It's a recruiting rival. It would help A&M, but I don't know. Right now, I'm clinging to the last bit of benefit of the doubt. Not last bit. I'm clinging to benefit of the doubt for Sark. I think he's a good coach. I think he's built himself something good there. But there have been some really bad signs offensively, which is his baby so far this season. So my thing, I've been telling people this, is if this offense doesn't find some life against a good defense coming off this bye week, I don't know if they're going to find it all year. I think it might be an uphill battle all year. But I also say in the same breath, of course, our game's a rivalry and exists in a vacuum. They could go, suck the whole year, be 3 and whatever, and then come play us and have a game because that's how rivalries go. But I think just as far as projecting right now in their season, man, I think there's a lot on the line in this Florida game. And if it goes the way you and Pate are saying, man, it could be some trouble, man.
Oh, yeah. And I'd fully agree with that last part about how in a rivalry game, it's in a vacuum. And
Yeah.
Red River, you can't, same thing. That is a totally separate game that has no bearing on how good you are the rest of the season. It's just a single game.
Yeah.
And so I really see Texas losing this one. And, yeah. But real quick, I'll let you go. But before that, I see us winning this one 28. I think they're going to keep it close. But I think we're still going to get out ahead and actually pull ahead at 14 and go 28-14 us.
28-14 would be another great defensive game. We'll see how that 28 looks. I like it, man. It's not quite a cover, but that would be a strong win. against a pretty good team. All right, Dead Messenger, if that concludes it, we'll get you out of here. Any closing thoughts?
No, thanks for having me.
All right, have a good one. Good call, man. All right, Jay, let's try it again. Jay, you're back on. Let's see if we got some good signal here.
Yeah, I stopped on the hill here, man. So you should hear me.
Oh, yeah,
right.
you sound great now.
Yeah, sorry about that, buddy. But
All good.
yeah, I was just saying, about our third down. I mean, we are, I think, 125th.
30%. It's rough.
Yeah, really bad. A lot of those are third and short as well. Like, we had probably 4 or 5 we didn't convert this past game. 3 or
Yeah.
less, but it's not all on the players. I think Klein has to be better on those himself. And this is something I don't know. I haven't heard anyone ask Elko about it. If he's able to even check out of things. I've never seen him so far this year.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's able to or not, but like on that 3rd and 2 in the second quarter, I think it was. I mean, there was no hot route. It was Craver.
Yep.
And Craver and KC were both on go routes, and who was ever playing the X on the left side was just coming across. And he's always in max protect on the 3rd and short. I mean, you would think at some point he's going to leak out a tight end, but he just never did it. So I don't know how much Klein actually adjusts his game plan. He just seems like he's on a script and he's going to stick to it no matter what. But anyway, man.
I would think after that game, you would have to see an adjustment because that's on tape now. I mean, you're going to see the answer on 3rd downs for A&M after watching that Auburn game. You would think they add something. They have to, and they have to add that ability for him to check at least into some kind of hot route option on those plays when he gets that look because teams are just going to keep doing it. So I wonder when they put it on his plate and how it's going to look. It has to happen, I think.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, the linebackers have nothing to worry about, so that pressure is going to come.
And if you look at Marcel's eyes, it's downfield looking at his deeper routes.
Right.
It's not there. He's not being coached to do it. There's not a plan there. But again, I feel like this team has adjusted pretty well, like game to game. Let's see if that starts coming. That'll be something we're watching for because I imagine State's going to try something similar.
Yeah, I would like to see some jet sweeps on some of these third, at least where we can also fake out of it. I mean,
yeah.
One, he ran it was 3rd and 2, and we had Amari in there, and they ran a speed option to the field side. I was like, man, I don't know if you want Amari in there running that, But
Yeah.
There's just some questionable things. I mean, it can get better, but overall, I mean, at least you don't have Hugh Freeze calling your plays right. I mean, that's just brutal, dude. I feel for those Auburn guys, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know. They're in a rough spot, man. They're not feeling the best right now. But, yeah, I don't know. His time there's probably limited, but it's pretty brutal.
Yeah. So I didn't hear the full injury report. Besides the tackle, who else for State is out?
So they had 2 guys out for season. There was another tackle and a defensive lineman, and then now that other tackle is doubtful. He's a team captain. He's a big player for them. Doubtful for the game. Their starting nickel is still questionable, so we'll see there. Brennan Thompson, the speedy receiver, is playing.
Oh, he is playing?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think their nickel is actually their leading tackler.
He is. He's a good player. It's a big deal for them, yeah.
That's huge. I mean,
the nickel alone is always a pivotal piece, but he's also their leading tackler, so, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get Moss, past the linebackers into the safeties, it's going to be a long game for Mississippi State. But let me give you my score prediction, man. I got to get rolling here.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna go Ags 30, State 20.
30-20. All right, man. That's very much on the table, right around that range. All right, Jay. I appreciate the call, man. You have a good one. You drive safe.
Take care.
All right, guys. The phone lines are empty now. I'll go through the chat for a little bit, and we'll call it a show, guys. It's about that time, man, to keep this thing going, to keep this train rolling. It's been a really good start. Let's see if we can keep improving and getting better game to game. That's what they've been doing. Last week we saw the defense take strides. The week before it was all offense. You can play 4 quarters of football together You're going to run the freaking table, just like Elko said in the post-game presser. Seeing how A&M matches up with the rest of the SEC for a race to Atlanta is super interesting. It's very interesting, man. LSU looks vulnerable right now. They really do, surprisingly so. I mean, the Clemson game, we thought we saw one thing, but it's proven to be a little bit different. Ole Miss surprising contender. OU is good, but don't know if they're good enough to survive their schedule. Then there's Bama too. Yep, and then Georgia. I mean, things can change over the weeks. They're probably gonna be all right. Tennessee looks pretty good in my opinion. Cody, I'm just happy that every game we see the team improve on something. That's what I was just saying. Exactly, man. Don't remember seeing improvement with Jimbo. We either won from better athletes or it was the same lackluster performance. Exactly right. We got another caller. Silver Beast, you're on with Drew. How you feeling, man?
Hey, doing good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. What's on your mind tonight?
Just a couple quick things. I guess a few hot takes and a score prediction. I'll let you go.
Let's do it.
Amari Nyblack is getting a touchdown this weekend.
Let's go. We need it.
How it hasn't happened yet? That dude is a freaking power forward post with wide receiver speed. It's coming.
Yeah, man. He looked impressive last game with that one play, the ball in his hands. I mean, come on.
I feel like it's one of those things that Klein is just kind of holding in his back pocket for SEC play.
Yeah.
Des Ricks doesn't get enough praise for the job that he's done. Des Ricks gets a pick this weekend.
Let's go.
And 38-24.
38-24. I love it, man. All right. Thank you for the call, man. That's good stuff.
Oh, yeah, man. Thank you. See you later.
Later, man. Good stuff. All right, that was Silver Beast. Thanks for the call, man. And all right, the one that concludes the night. Jeb, how the hell you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. It's almost the weekend, and I'm a little upset I'm not going to the blackout game, but I'm going to the Florida game, so it makes up.
Hey, you got a night game for Florida too, so that's going to be pretty cool. That's badass.
I mean, it makes sense because I think our next two home games after Florida are morning games, if I remember correctly.
I think Sanford's morning. For sure, South Carolina is. That's the next game I'll be going to in Kyle Field. I'll be at Fayetteville for Arkansas. Sanford, yep, morning. South Carolina's early, so it can be between 11 and 1, I think.
How come the last two times we played in Columbia, they were night games, but every time we play in Kyle Field against South Carolina, it's always a morning game?
Because they're out to get us and they hate us.
Dude, I think so. I think so, man. But no, I mean, my twisted mind. I think after either a win or loss, I typically like to watch the opposing team's media and see what they have to say. So I've been kind of enjoying that, seeing their downfall, seeing Auburn's downfall a little bit.
I haven't listened to any Auburn. What are they saying?
Pretty much saying how dog shit their offense is. They haven't really given A&M respect, pretty much, which is fine. I mean,
that's why I didn't watch. I knew they wouldn't after that one.
They're like, this defense is not very good. It's like, yeah, I know, like, the last couple of games. I mean, we played a good Notre Dame offense. A&M still has good defenders on defense. It's not like we didn't have any talent. We just, people don't understand. Teams can progress throughout the season. It happens all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for all we know, this defense could be really freaking good. It could have been a slow start, right? UTSA was a bad game. At this point, that running game, knocking on wood here, that could be the anomaly. That run game defense in that game, I mean, right now it's been pretty good. What we did against Notre Dame was fine.
It's all about adjustments. I mean, we saw in 23 how bad we were on defense against Miami, and in the next 2 weeks against Auburn and Arkansas, they couldn't move the ball against us. Yeah. So it's all about adjustments, and I definitely think it does feel different with, Elko. I think I'm confident because this team can finish games. They proved to us the last 2 or 3 weeks they can finish games. I think State, definitely a scary team, but I just generally think A&M's just a better team up and down. Could be close, but I could see A&M winning this by 2 touchdowns, especially at home. Kyle Field at night. Come on, man. All blackout. We can't lose, right?
We can't lose, man. We're undefeated with Elko and blackouts, man. And you know what I'm glad about that no one talks about? We're not having to go like maroon team versus maroon team. There's no confusion. It's straightforward.
I don't know why. I'm actually okay with not playing. I know A&M and State are kind of like, it's kind of like a mini rivalry because of the the Independence Bowl game from 2000, snowstorm, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with not playing them every single year, honestly.
How do you feel about Missouri?
It's just random. I know Billy Lucci doesn't mind it because it's like an old Big 12 foe, but I just don't. I guess nobody really. I guess we kind of got stuck with them because no one else did really take them. I mean, how many rivalries does Missouri have? I mean, what's it? Arkansas, I guess, is their biggest rivalry.
Arkansas and OU are pretty big rivalries for them in the conference. But then
OU,
I think
South
making
Carolina.
one with us, South Carolina's, but I think, yeah, I agree with Lucci there. I guess I like the game. I think as long as Drink's there, they're building something. People clown their stadium for being tiny, and to be fair, it was, but they're expanding it in a big way. So it'll be a fun matchup. I think they'll be pretty good.
Yeah, I think we're lucky actually to get them later in the season because we'll find out how good they really are in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
It'll be interesting because all these teams that are beating South Carolina as their big data point, like Vandy and Missouri. I mean, they beat Kansas too. That's pretty cool. But we'll see. South Carolina might not have a good year at all.
No, they might have a losing record. They might go 6-6. Their team's just not very good. I mean, Lenore Sellers is the only one keeping them kind of relevant, but their team in general is not very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why we better beat them this year. But I think if we beat State and we beat State convincingly this weekend, there should be no doubt we should be 7-0 by the time we play LSU.
What's your score prediction?
I could see it being like, there's no reason why we shouldn't score 40, right? Their defense, I don't know if we will, but their defense is not as stout as Auburn. It's solid, but it's not as good as
It's
Auburn.
solid. I would say Auburn definitely has a better front seven. Theirs is good, but not great. I think they feel really, really good about their corners, so it'll be an interesting test to see what gives there. But, Tennessee, to be fair, one of the best receiver duos in the conference, they did some work against those guys. They found some soft spots, and A&M has a good duo too, so it might be a matter of just going up against higher level guys.
Right. I think, and we're playing at home. I think
And
Tennessee's a little overrated, man. I don't know what it is. I just don't think they're as good.
I think I like them. I think I like the Heupel system. I like their receivers. I like the quarterback a lot.
I like them too, but they're definitely, I guess, just like every SEC team, they're definitely vulnerable.
I think A&M has a chance to kind of separate, right? Like if they keep playing if they keep bringing the defense they've been bringing. Everyone's been talking about the offense, and if this defense shuts down, what's left, right?
Right. They're definitely not going to hold State to 150 yards total.
No, we're not gonna do the 3-point thing again. No,
I just hope that for sure they could show up because remember last year. I remember that Missouri game from last year. I thought, wow, our defense is actually pretty good. And then then a week or two later they play terrible. So
yeah,
I'm hoping that can travel because if that travels and we play fly, York. I don't know, man. He's a weird guy because he'll have games, dude, where he looks awful and he looks slow, like he's running with cement on his feet. And then I rewatched that Auburn game several times. Man, he was flying.
He looks so fast. You know what it is when he runs with confidence and he knows what he's looking at. He goes in a straight line and he's well timed. He looks fast. He does. But I think it's when he's a step off and he has to adjust. I think that's when you see kind of the struggle. But he looked really good in that game.
And the time blitzings were beautiful in that game. The way they timed it over and over and they hit the B gaps over and over was incredible. I like how they used Brooks too, kind of closer to the line of scrimmage.
I love the way we used him. And we moved Ratcliffe to the free safety. Yeah, that was great.
I know this is random, but you know who I'm disappointed that doesn't play at all that I thought would
Miles Davis.
Play? Not Miles Davis. Oh, no, I'm going offense. I'm switching it up. Why doesn't Isaiah Williams play ever?
I think they're just really confident in their four, and I think also you run a lot of 2 tight end, you run a lot of 2 running backs. I think you just feel better about using more running backs, using your 4 receivers, and using your tight end room than you do going 1 deeper at receiver. But it's really good to have him as a backup,
Right. Yeah, for sure. But I just thought he would at least kick. I know last year we rotate our receivers a lot, but obviously we didn't have a talented receiving core. But
look at how much 2 running back they're using, man. They like their guys, they like their experienced guys, and I think ABR sounds like he earned it in camp, and Bussy's Bussy. So I think they're just leaning on where they feel really strong right now, and I think Isaiah's going to be really good for us, but
hopefully,
we'll see.
hopefully he sticks around. I know we're talking into the future here, but if he's not really playing after the 3rd year, then. Do you see him back here next year?
KC's probably gone, so he'll have a step up role regardless. I think.
Could you imagine if he stayed though? I know we're getting ahead of schedule here.
We're getting ahead. I don't think KC stays. I think he's NFL worthy, but we'll see, man. Craver's back for sure, and of course Bussy and ABR are back. But
I know. I just gotta see more consistency from Bussy and ABR. They're good. They've proven they're good, but.
Hey, Jeb, I gotta point out. This is 2 shows in a row we're looking at next year. You're a future stock. You're a long play guy. You're a long play.
I'm always thinking about the future for some odd reason, man. It's a curse. It's a curse, man.
Yeah, I love it.
But yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I love that we feed the ball to Craver and Concepcion, obviously, but I think selfishly, it's like I want to see more players get involved and get touches.
Yeah.
To kind of bring out more depth, like Nyblack. Like, Nyblack only has won a couple catches of the season. I want to see him get going.
Yeah, I think he's talented, man. Again, I just see him kind of getting confused on alignment, and we'll see if he can get better and better at that.
I didn't read the injury report. Is Scooby supposed to play?
Oh, I haven't mentioned that. Scooby and Bryce are both questionable still. Blake Ivy popped up as questionable just as a note, but those are the 2, man.
I would hold Bryce out for at least another week.
Be super safe with a concussion.
I think I would hold him out for this game in Florida, because Florida especially, I mean, their offense is dreadful.
Yeah.
We should hold. I would bring him back for the Arkansas game. I mean, do you think Florida beats Texas this weekend?
I think I'm going to lean Texas. I'm going to give Sark benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say he comes out and the offense looks a little bit better. I think so. I'm taking. You want to look at some games? I'm taking the over in that game. It's at 42. Hold on, before we go to the games, other games. What was your score?
For the state game?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say. I kind of had in my head like 35-24. That was kind of like my final score.
Okay.
I think we go up. I think the game will be close, but I think around third quarter, end of the third quarter, we can start taking off a little bit.
Yeah, get it going. Let's look at a couple other games.
It's crazy. I mean, I'm gonna go in on Blake Shapen, man. It's crazy that obviously I watch a lot of Baylor football. I watched him at Baylor, and after I've seen him for a little while, I was like, man, okay, this guy is peak, whatever. Transfer out to state, man. I'm surprised he's looked as good as he did. I thought he was kind of like, he was kind of washed up after a while.
Well, we never got a clear look at him last year because of the injury, and maybe this is just like him at his maturity. He's not a perfect quarterback. He's good though. He's real solid. He can extend plays. He can hit guys on the run. He can hit guys late.
Right.
He can run a little bit. He's a good quarterback. He's definitely a quarterback you can't just look past for sure.
Oh yeah, he's way better than Arnold, so he'll give us a little bit of he'll give us a little bit of trouble. And they have quicker receivers, which could give our DBs a little bit of trouble. But man, when's the last time we had a great corner duo like this one, man?
It's been a minute. Jalen Jones was really good, but as a duo, this is high level stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching A&M for obviously 20 years, and I can't remember this might be the best corner duo we've had since I've been watching that I know of. I mean, our corners have always been kind of over years, but this duo is really good, man. The fact that Ricks, I mean, we were all nervous about Ricks, right? But man, he might be the best corner out of the league. So
he might be, dude. He's really here. You want to say something? Isn't he draft eligible this year?
He is, but I don't think he's gonna go.
Too young. I mean, he could stay another year. He's a year younger than his classification.
Yeah, I mean, this is his first strong year. I think with guys, you don't want to just be one and done, right? I'm assuming.
Right, unless he just grades really well and it's like, be a third rounder, I'll go now.
Yeah, like Shamar Stewart. I didn't think he was going to go, but he ended up going.
Insane, yeah. Hey, let's look at a couple scores. Texas, Florida. I'm taking Texas. I'm taking the over in this game. Probably a really close game, but I think they cover the 4.5. You have Texas as well?
I think so. I think Texas. I mean, I believe Sark over Billy Napier. I'm hoping we're the ones that gets him fired when he plays us. But I think Sark over Billy. I think Texas probably will have a little bit of offense compared. Florida's offense just looks.
But here's one factor in the game. What if Florida does come up on the right side of this thing coming off the bye week? Their offense clicks. They beat Texas. Then they're coming to Kyle Field feeling really good.
Oh, even if they beat Texas this weekend, I still like our chances against them at Kyle Field. The Swamp is a hard place to play, and that's definitely going to be. That's a sneaky good matchup just because both teams have struggling offenses and both have elite defenses.
Yeah.
So it's going to be on who makes more bigger plays.
Yeah. We'll see, man. I'm taking the over. I just feel like one of these offenses is going to figure it out. Something's going to happen in this game. There's going to be a pick six in this game. That's so low. I got it at 42. It's 42.5 now. I'm just.
It's like who you're going with. Are you going with Arch or are you going with the other Florida quarterback? I mean, who's playing worse?
Yeah.
I'm assuming the Florida quarterback's playing worse.
Yeah, I think so. I think Arch gets a little bit going, maybe a touchdown or two, and I think Lagway maybe gives a couple possessions away and gives Texas some easier looks. And Texas is getting healthier.
It's a little pregame before our match.
I'll be live for that one, man. I can't wait for that game. Jackson asked, we haven't seen much of Julio Humphrey, have we? We have not. Credit to Des Ricks.
We don't rotate our corners. I mean, I understand.
They don't want to. They're so good.
They don't want to. They're so good. I just thought maybe to give them like a breather, But hey, if they're playing that good, you don't need to rotate. I know number 14 ain't playing anymore.
Hey, don't even go there. We know it's well documented how you feel about number 14. All right, Vandy at Bama. College game day.
I'm taking Vandy. Apparently, if State would have beaten Tennessee, they said that College game day would have probably been at College Station, which would.
I was definitely thinking that would be the case because I think they would have moved State up to top 20 for sure, and that would have been a good one. Dude, how is this real life? Vandy is 5-0, ranked 16 in the country, quarterbacks on the Heisman list, and they're on the road versus Bama, and we're actually giving them a real chance because we've seen this play out before back in the day. Where it's like Vandy has a hot start, but we know it's not real, and just Nick Saban just eats them alive no matter what. But, I mean, I'm with you. I think Vandy has a chance. I really want to bet this game. I really want to bet Vandy plus 10.5, but I'm just so scared that Bama has figured it out and that Vandy's just not going to be able to stop them.
I think Bama's going to win, but I'm taking Vandy. Like, Diego Pavia, man, come on. He's probably one of my favorite players in the game right now.
Yeah.
Such a good story. Johnny Man's, come on, J Money's going to be there.
That's crazy. Yeah. So you're taking Vandy to win?
I'm going to take Vandy to win by a field goal.
Whoa. Okay. Shit. That would be insane, dude.
Come on.
Does Vandy go top 7 if they win this game? Because they're undefeated SEC win at Bama.
They better be top 10. They better hop over Texas. I mean, Texas fans think they deserve to be in the top 10 because they lost to number 1 Ohio State.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but you don't have any meaningful wins, man. It's supposed to be the playoffs supposed to go off of schedules, right? You don't have a meaningful win.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I think if I have to bet my life on it, I'm going to bet Bama to cover, I guess. I just don't trust the Vandy side, but it's interesting. Yeah. I'll have my eye on it. We're going to have 2 games. When I go live at 2 o'clock this Saturday, I'm going to have the Florida-Texas game main screen with the score bug on the stream. And on the other screen right there, I'm going to have Vandy Bama. That is a great 2 o'clock slate to get us nice and lathered up for our evening game. Is there any other games I wanted to hear about?
Does Kentucky have a chance against Georgia?
Oh, my gosh. Stop it. Chance to what? Cover? Maybe. Probably not. Miami, Florida State. Miami, Florida State. Oh, you want to look at that one? What time is that game? Where is
Who's off this week? Is LSU and Ole Miss off?
I think they're off, yeah.
Ole Miss might be the best team in the SEC right now.
We'll see, man. LSU gives me weird vibes. We'll see. They could be, for sure. I mean, that quarterback situation is insane.
I don't think Nussmeier's healthy. I think that's why he's playing so poorly.
Well, they have a good backup.
They do. I think if Nussmeier continues to struggle and their offense continues to struggle, I think you got to play Van Buren.
Dude, I like Van Buren a lot. Yeah, Kentucky, they are a 20.5-point underdog. I think I would take Georgia to cover this game, especially coming off a loss. Kirby Smart, that freak, reckoning
Dude.
At home. I might bet this. I might bet Georgia to cover in this one.
Jeez. Georgia, I don't know what it is, man. They can't beat Bama, dude. I was watching that game last weekend. I don't know. I thought for sure they're going to win this one. But listen, that stuff, all that psyche stuff, dude, it's a thing in college football. When you know Kirby Smart was hearing it all week about how he can't beat Alabama. It gets in your head. It's a real thing, man.
Yeah. But I have Georgia covered. I'm gonna actually bet that one. I think.
Big. Kentucky's terrible. Stoops is probably gonna be gone.
Dude, I like what Josh Pate says. Kentucky is a top 5 job in the country because it pays pretty well, and you can win 7 games a year and be the king.
Pretty much.
And you'll keep your job forever. And it's like they don't expect anything. Get them 9 wins every now and then. They'll be happy. Texas Tech at Houston, I have to bet this. Texas Tech is going to cover on the road. They're going to tear Houston apart. I don't think Connor Wegman is going to be having a great game. I think he's on the ground quite a bit. Texas Tech completely buying a defense. Badass D-line. Oh, yeah. Connor Wegman, I'm sorry, man. I like him, but this is going to be a rough game for him. Texas Tech winning big.
I was a believer in Tech for a minute too. After they played Utah, I was like, man, this Tech team's good. But I kind of think Utah's just not very good.
They were pretty good. Dampier was doing good before that game. Texas Tech separated late too.
Against UCLA, they did good. UCLA's awful. Tech, I think Tech's backup quarterback, because their starting quarterback was doing nothing against Utah, and then they put their backup quarterback in after that guy got hurt, and they're moving the ball. So they need to start. I think his name is Hammond.
It's Hammond. They're going back to Morton now.
That's a big mistake. They need to start Hammond. Hammond's more mobile too.
Jackson says Wegman legacy game. Give me Houston. Look, I'd be here for it, but I'm going to bet Tech, so I actually am not here for it.
I don't know who to take because I do like Tech. I know there are A&M fans who hate Tech.
Give me Tech by 3 scores. Give me Tech by 17 minimum.
But it's like, do I want to root against Connor Wigman? Do I want to see Connor Wigman
I don't want
win?
to. I'm just being real.
Yeah, I mean, Tech on paper should win that game. Houston, I don't know. Connor Wigman, I've watched some of his games this year. He looks like the same quarterback from last year.
I'll say this: he looks healthier when he runs an open field. I think he's more confident to plant a foot and cut and all that.
His throwing,
the throwing is the same.
Motion, it's weird. It's like he doesn't have like a strong arm. He has a quick release.
He has a quick release, and it comes from like his ear, and he doesn't have the you're right, not a strong arm. He can whip it, but he doesn't have the distance.
Right.
Doesn't have the
It's
downfield
so
power.
Weird. It's like it makes you wonder like how is this guy a 5-star out of high school? I don't know.
I think they just expected development. But how about Miami, Florida State? This is a game that Aggies could look at if you want to move up in rankings if Miami drops this one. But
I'm taking. I think
it's at Florida State.
For us to win up, to us to go up in rankings, not that it matters for some fans.
It doesn't matter.
I think you take Florida State so we move up because I think if we beat State and Miami loses, we'd go up to like 4 or 5, right?
Yeah, we'd be top 5 in both polls for sure. Maybe even 4.
We should jump Oklahoma because I think they're on a bye week though, right?
They are on a bye week, and then they get Kent State next week. You could jump them. I don't know how they'll perceive them without with the whole Mateer situation, if that'll affect it at all, or if that'll excuse it, or what that'll do, if that reserves their spot no matter what. I don't know.
Yeah, man, we're 4-0, dude. Like I remember after that win last week, I was like, "What do we do from here, man?" Like I don't know how to feel. Dude. We're never 4-0, you know.
It's insane. It's insane. But yeah, I think Miami's trenches are the best in the country when you factor in both sides of the football. Florida State played no defense last Friday. That game was insane.
I was taking Virginia to win that game.
Were you really? That was awesome. That was probably my favorite non-A&M game of the year to watch as a fan.
I've never been a huge fan of Florida State. I know they're a good program. They have a lot of rich traditions, but I've never been like a Florida State lover.
Yeah.
I was taking Virginia.
I'll go for Florida State in the game though, just to help A&M out. But I'm actually a Miami truther. In Miami, they don't have, I don't think, that many premier games after this one on the year. They're really going to want to show out. Louisville,
Miami
might anything crazy.
Do I dare say? Do I think Miami's better than Ohio State?
That's the big question. I think there are 3 or 4, that fourth maybe being A&M, complete teams out there right now. It's Miami, Oregon, and Ohio State. I don't think OU's a complete team. I just think they're limited on offense without a running game and kind of an up and down younger offensive line. It's a quarterback show. Defense is really good, but A&M did exactly what they did against Auburn, so we'll see. I think it's those 3, and I think A&M's that team right there that has all the tools to jump into that top 3 conversation, that clear-cut top team that's ready. So let's see what A&M does this weekend, man. Jeb, I'm going to get you out of here, man. Thanks for the long call. It was good to go through the games.
Absolutely,
should be a fun weekend, man.
Yeah, I'm staying home this Saturday, so saving some money before the College Station trip.
Yeah, same, dude. I'm going to Fayetteville. I'm probably not going to go to Florida either.
You're going to Fayetteville? Dude, I that was on my list, but none of my friends they didn't want to go to that, so I didn't want to go alone.
Yeah. I'm going. I got cousins up there. They have like a house on on Lake.
I gotta ask you though. This is random. What is so every time you go back to College Station, how far of a drive is that for you?
3 hours.
Damn, dude.
It's tough. It's a whole ordeal. It's not terrible, but it's a situation.
It's easier when you're with somebody. What is your tradition? So like, what's your routine when you first get to College Station for game day? When it's a night game.
Okay. Let me think. So there's always a pregame margarita. There's a place I go to that I don't advertise on the show because it's my spot.
Oh, come on, dude. I was gonna say you go to Chimmy's.
I don't go to Chimmy's. I get out of the hustle and I find this place has a bunch of TVs. I'll try to watch like an hour of football and have a margarita and like a light dinner because I don't want to be full. And then I just go to my seat. I like to get into the stadium like right when it opens every time. I just like to watch the warm up. I like to watch it and take in the vibe. It's like you're paying for a ticket. I like to be in there as long as possible. And I usually stay in my seat pretty late.
Nice.
Margarita every time. But post game, post win. Oh my! Last game, Auburn. I went with my dad and my brother. It was like my birthday weekend, so we did that.
Does your dad live? Did your family live in San Antonio too?
Yeah, they're all from here. We drove up together. Okay. We got a hotel in town to stay at afterwards, and I was like looking forward to the post game margarita and beer session and the Alabama Georgia game and the Penn State Oregon game so much. And selfishly, like, of course I want A&M to win, but I wanted to sit down at the restaurant and have like 5 margaritas and beers without any worry in the world watching these games. Knowing A&M took care of business, and we got it done. I went margarita, tall beer, short margarita, short beer. It was a night. It was a night.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you do it. I feel like every time I drink a margarita, I always want a beer right after. That's kind of how my thing is.
Oh, dude, it's a combo. I get a Mexican beer. Oh. Jeb, your phone
about a day game, man. It's like you get that day game and you win.
I got you back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you back. Yeah, that's why I like the 2:30 and 11 slots a lot. I actually like them a lot. The night game, of course, for the game itself, nothing beats it. But I don't mind when we have a 2:30 primetime game, like big game.
I know. So going out after the game though, man, it's always a bitch, man. That's my thing. We typically like do all the partying before the game and drinking before the game, and then we pretty much leave after the game. If it's like a night game.
Dude, I'm turning into an unk. I just want to sit down and watch games. Like, that's all I want to do. Have beers and watch games.
Dude, that's what I do.
Go out anymore.
This is the best time of year. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think for bigger games, I like to go out with friends, and we like to go bar hopping to watch the game. But typically on Saturdays, man, I love just being lazy. I can literally just sit in my room or out in my living room and just watch the games all day.
Yeah, dude, it's the best. That's what I'll be doing this Saturday. Look, I have such a good game plan this Saturday with the wife. We were going to go somewhere this weekend, and we're not doing it now. But we're going to wake up. We're going to go get a workout. We're going to go for a hike. And this is all happening. Like, we're waking up at 6 and, like, going early. We're going to go for a hike. And I'm going to come back, and I'm going to sit my ass on the couch and watch football all day. I'm going to go live on the channel at 2. We're going to watch Florida beat Texas. We're going to watch Vandy beat Alabama. And then we're going to watch Texas A&M beat the hell out of Mississippi State. Jeb, I'm going to let you go, man. That was a great call. Great night. Have a good one, man.
Later.
And that's the game plan. That's exactly what we're going to do to Mags. We're going to have a great day Saturday. I'll go through a couple more chats, and I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to close down the phone lines. So that link is now dead. I closed it off. Oregon versus Penn State was elite. Another game where betting against Franklin pays off, dude. It's like clockwork now. It's so weird. They're so consistent, but they're so far away from the final prize. Apparently, there are serious talks about Jimbo coming to Arkansas. Would that be the worst move we could make? Not the worst move, but if I'm an Arkansas fan, I want something fresh, I think. I think I want a younger coach. I want to build something from the ground up. Look, Jimbo can bring talent, man. There's no doubt about it. Jimbo can rally the NIL troops. Jimbo will galvanize Walmart and Tyson. Jimbo will get y'all consistently good. But if you want to be great and go to the playoffs and have a long, sustained success, I don't think it's the move, man. But I have no doubt that Jimbo can have some success at Arkansas. I understand Arkansas fans probably don't want that. Just stick with Bobby Petrino if you're going to go with a veteran. But I don't know. There are some options out there. Willie Fritz, Summerall, the Georgia Tech guy, there's some options out there. I don't know if I love Jimbo to Arkansas, but I can't say it would be a disaster. The fans might think it is, though. I'm conflicted. On one hand, I want OU to be exposed. On the other, the next team that can beat Texas, so I hate it. Look, let's just beat Texas and not have to worry about it, right? I think I'm going to Fayetteville. Let me know if you're there, man. I'll be hanging out. If Arkansas gives Jimbo no NIL funds like they did with Pittman, that would be terrible. Oh, dude, that would be a big disaster. It's just like, good luck. No, he wouldn't go if that was the case. Thanks for keeping me awake on this 2-hour drive home from God's country. Dude, drive safe. Thanks for being here, Silver Beast. That was a good call, man. That was a good call. All right. I see we have a friend in the chat. I'll let y'all take care of him. Jimbo's a great recruiter, but his play calling is terrible. I doubt they'd be better than a 6-7 team win yearly with him. I think he could get them to 8 wins a year. I truly do. If the NIL troops get rallied behind Jimbo, which I think would be a stipulation of him going there. But for Jimbo to be great, he has to relinquish everything. He has to truly be a CEO, be a recruiter, because he's a great recruiter. He needs to also not get shiny object syndrome, go through your evals, don't chase 5 stars, get guys that work for you, but hire coordinators and let them cook. Hire young and up-and-comers. Don't hire yes men. Don't hire guys that are just going to do the Jimbo thing. Be a CEO. Get the best available. But, you're going to teach an old dog new tricks? I don't think so. Look at Dabo. So glad A&M is coming to Fayetteville now that Bobby P is coaching. It's going to be electric. It's going to be fun, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there. That game's going to be dangerous. With Bobby P, yeah, let's see how they do these next couple of weeks. I'll be there, man. Gary, good to see you. I'll watch you on Saturday at 2 on my way home from Austin. Hell yeah. I'll see you there, man. I'll see you there. I'm looking forward to it very much. I hope Jimbo goes to Arkansas. They want Gruden. Gruden's interesting, man. He's going to go somewhere, I think. You watch games at the bar and grill across from the street in my neighborhood? That's awesome. That's a great... Just having a wall of TVs and a cold beer, dude. Oh, my... The beer, I just can't even get over it. The beer I had after the Auburn win, it was so cold. The mug came out of, the freezer, steaming, frosty. Every sip of beer had ice flakes on the top. You know what I'm talking about? A little crunch on the top. It was that cold, and it was a victory beer. Bobby P needs a side piece. He's like Tiger. He performs better wrapped in a scandal. He'll find one. Bobby P is going to Bobby P. Almost home. Nice. Ag going for Arky to the game needs to wear a neck brace. I should just wear it. Yeah, that'd be funny. That'd be good. If Jimbo got us 8 a year, we'd build him a statue. I truly think he can get you 8 a year. I don't know if he'll get you to the playoff ever, but I think for 5 years he can get you 8. I really think he could. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. Great show tonight, guys. Thank you so much for coming out. I have one thing, just stop these, right? I want to burn this. I want to throw it away. I never want to see it again. Let's just get 6 penalties this game, all right? 6 penalties, win feeling good, make some progress. Let's beat the hell out of Mississippi State. I'll see you guys 2 o'clock on Saturday. Have a great night. Gig 'em, baby.